And a must-win match for both teams in order to advance in this tournament. We are getting ready for the kickoff. Montana State with the kickoff. We are starting the match. Here we go. Montana State with the kickoff. Tulane. Unfortunately, there is a knock on right there. And we'll have our first scrum of the game. Again, if you're new to rugby, anytime the ball is knocked on or thrown forward, the ball has to go backwards. We have a restart with the scrum. I always compare it to a face-off in hockey. And the scrum, unfortunately, not a good scrum. We are gonna have the restart because the scrum, the ball has to go in between the two teams. There's a little tunnel that is formed between the three-member teams. Just again, like in a face-off in hockey, the puck has to be placed in between the two players. The rugby ball has to be rolled through the tunnel in that scrum. And the ball did not go into the tunnel, so therefore the scrum did not actually happen. And then as it's thrown in, the middle person of the three-person team, the hooker, that's why it's called the hooker, he has to hook the ball with his foot and therefore then passing it to his teammate. And so Montana State on the attack here. Montana State cycling the ball back. Tulane has to set their defense up early. Montana State with a good run and a good line. Will he make it past? I believe he does. And he scores early. Montana State with the first try of the matchup. Looked like a very easy play for Montana State, and the conversion just as easy. A quick sidestep by Montana State past the Tulane defender, and Montana State on the board early here in this matchup. Again, as I mentioned before, Tulane State made up of a lot of freshmen and sophomores. 75% of their team is freshman and sophomore. So they have a very young team, but they were able to win earlier against TCU. Let's see if they can work their magic here against Montana State. Kickoff for the restart. Tulane with the successful take. Tulane trying to work their way past the Montana State defense into Montana State territory. Ooh, almost an errant pass there. Oh, that was an errant pass. Tulane trying to recover. Montana State pushing further back. Tulane trying to find the gap in the Montana State defense. Looks like they might have it. Does he have support? He does. Not the best of passes, but still makes it through. Well, does he stay in? Oh, unfortunately, there was a knock on in the tackle. So we have ourselves another scrum. Oh, I'm sorry. Ball goes out into touch, so we'll have a line out. We're going to have a throw in. Montana State with the ball thrown in. Good take by Montana State, but a errant pass on the second passage of play. Montana State trying to reset themselves. Tulane with a great tackle in Montana State territory. Montana State trying to figure out where they need to go to get into Tulane territory. It looks like the Montana State player, unfortunately, who was tackled, is not getting up. So Montana State playing already with a man down, but that may not matter because it looks like they're going to score. Oh, be careful there. Wow. Wow, that Montana State player almost did not score. He didn't realize that the Tulane player was right behind him. That's why you got to be careful. Don't let up until you put that ball down. Ball Montana State with the try. And the conversion is no good. So Montana State up 12-0 over Tulane. Two quick tries scored by Montana State. Tulane has got to figure out a way to stop the momentum of Montana State. And like I mentioned before, the Montana State player still has not come up. Unfortunately, he is still down. We'll be taking some time off for this injury. Hopefully, the Montana State player is okay. Again, as I always mention, rugby is a very physical game. And there you go. Looks like he is up, but he is holding that arm gingerly. Looks like maybe there is a shoulder or a collarbone injury there. So again, rugby not the gentlest of sports, as I always mention, is not ballet. It's very, very physical. We do try to play very safe. That's why technique like tackling and knowing how to fall are very, very important for a rugby player. That way, even though it is a very brutal sport, you walk away with as few bumps and bruises as possible. Tulane working with the ball in Montana State territory. They're making their way through. Montana State's got to figure out a way to stop Tulane. Tulane's got to figure out a way to even the score here, or at least get on the scoreboard. Ooh, errant pass gets past Tulane. Oh, another errant pass. Tulane's got to get their eye on the ball. They are way back now, deep into their territory. And for whatever reason, there was a forward pass there by Tulane University. The Green Waves. I think that player forgot he was playing rugby for a second there. I know sometimes you get so excited you see an open man, you just don't realize that that open man is in front of you, not behind you. So a forward pass turnover to Montana State. And we got some quick substitutions. Again, this is game number 2 for all these teams, so already some tired bodies. And even though it's only 2 7-minute halves, this is a very, very physical game. If you've never played a game of rugby, I compare it to a hit session, high intense training, but for 7 straight minutes, you got to go 110%, and it takes a lot out of you. So, some very tired bodies already from one game of exhaustion. Montana State now with the ball, trying to find the opening around this Tulane defense. That Montana State player gets past one man, does not get past the second, gets taken down, trying to find his defense. A little few extra rolls there, but okay by the match official. Montana State trying to find the opening, and they do. And another try by Montana State. Quickly starting to run away with this game as we're entering close into the final minute of the half. Conversion right in front of the uprights. And the kick is good. Score Montana State 19, Tulane 0. Again, Tulane needs to figure out a way to stop the bleeding. And I believe we are in halftime. So score going into half, Montana State 19, Tulane 0. Tulane got to figure out in the second half what to do to change the momentum. Again, it's a very young team. 75% of the team is freshmen and sophomores. So this is a baptismal by fire, a very high intensity competition. Montana State, a very strong team. Technically, this open division is a combination of Division 2 and Division 3 teams. Division Tulane is in Division 3 while Montana State is in Division 2. So Tulane kind of punching above their weight class. Though they did take down another Division 2 team in TCU. So Tulane showing that they can hang with higher competition. But Montana State may be a little bit out of their class. But we'll see. A lot can happen in a second half. Right now, Montana State up 19, Tulane 0. All right, getting ready for the second half here. Once again, your score Montana State 19, Tulane 0. Second half in this Pool A Open Division matchup. Both Montana State and Tulane already have a win in the competition. A win here secures them a spot in the knockout stage playoff for tomorrow. Loss here doesn't necessarily mean they're out, just means they have a lot more work to do, and they'll probably almost have to win their last game of the day later on today. Tulane with the restart of the second half. And here we go. Tulane with the kick. Montana State fumbles the ball. Tulane Montana State does fumble the ball, so it is a knock on in the restart. So we will have a scrum with Tulane with the put in. Scrum well within Montana State territory. So good opportunity for Tulane to possibly score here, get themselves on the board, start the second half right. We'll see how strong their backs, their wingers are. Because those are the players that will be open up to play if they're able to get the ball out of the scrum. Match official asking for the reset of the scrum. Scrum, a very interesting set piece here in rugby. You gotta not only work as a three-person team, but you gotta work together to push the other three-person team, and you gotta push them straight in order for the ball to go in. And if you don't do it correctly, you're gonna give up a penalty, which is what Montana State did. So they did not push correctly. Tulane gets the ball. They're gonna go quick play. Tulane trying to score here with the opportunity that's presented itself. Montana State with the defense, but Tulane is rapidly working. Oh, big tackle by Montana. Another big tackle by Montana State. Montana State aggressive here. They've pushed Tulane all the way back into their territory. Tulane has a lot of work now ahead of them. Unfortunately, I believe the ball was knocked out in the tackle. So fortunate for Tulane, they get the ball back. When the Montana State player tackled the Tulane player, he hit the ball forward. So Tulane gets the scrum again, but now in their territory. So at least a good 60 to 70 meters they have to go in order to score. Montana State with that really aggressive defense, a lot of hard tackles. Tulane's got to figure out a way to get past that and get on the scoreboard. Here we go with the scrum. Scrum looks good. Tulane gets the ball. Kind of a floaty pass. Tulane uh, gives Montana State the opportunity to really build their defense well in Tulane territory. Tulane's got to figure out a way to get out of here. And kicks out of hand. That was not a smart play because it bounced right into the hand of the Montana State player. Now Montana State, the Bobcats with the ball well within Tulane territory. Good pass to the right. Bobcats on the march. Tulane's defense got to set up. Bobcats finding the hole. Good pass behind. There's a tricep pass there. One man to pass. Bobcats, will they score? And it looks like they will. And Montana State with the try. Beautiful try by Montana State there. Montana State up 24-0. Tulane looking very shell-shocked right now. So waiting for the conversion. Conversion almost right in front of the upright. So don't want to say an easy shot, but an easy shot, and the conversion is good. Montana State 26, Tulane 0. Montana State looking very, very dominant so far in this competition. As I mentioned before, defeated Mississippi State earlier 22-12, and now already surpassed their previous score 26-0 over Tulane. Tulane's got a lot of work ahead of them. We've got about 3 minutes left, so a lot can happen in 3 minutes, but Tulane's got to really start stepping it up. Here's the restart. High restart. Too much on the restart. Ball goes directly out into touch, and therefore it is a penalty against Montana State. Whenever you kick the ball, you have to keep the ball in the field of play. If it goes directly out, it is turned over to the opposing team. So Tulane gets a free kick right at the 50-meter mark. That gives them a great opportunity to score. Tulane, some very, very nice passes. And wow, they are really working against Montana State. Montana State looks a little flat footed, finally able to take Tulane down, but Tulane well within Montana State territory. They are knocking on the door, working their way now to the right side. Some really great passage of play. Tulane looking very smooth right now. Montana State trying to figure out a way to stop Tulane. Tulane cycles the ball back, now working back onto the left side of the pitch. Oh no. Ball pops out of the Tulane hand, but fortunately seems to have gone backwards. But that allows Montana State. I don't know where the support there was for Tulane. Montana State almost swipes the ball away. And now we're going back for an advantage. I believe there was an offsides. Yes, offsides. Reason why Montana State might have been so quick on the ball, they were illegally offsides. And we're going to have a little bit of a stop of play here for some substitution. And it looks like we're going to restart here. And here we go. Tulane now with the restart. Unfortunately, a knock on. Tulane with the opportunity to score, but the knock on turns the ball over to Montana State. Montana State now with the scrum, with the put in, entering into the final minute of the half. Time purely on Montana State's side. Tulane, they've got to figure out some way to at least get on the scoreboard. Because again, points matter, point differential, points scored is all going to make a difference with any kind of ties in the standing. And right now, the competition very, very competitive here at the Yellow Rose Showcase. Montana State very close to that touch zone, but fortunately stays in play, moves the ball to the center. Great passing and offloading by Montana State. Will they find the opening? I believe we will. As he stays in touch, he stays in. Fortunately, Montana State somehow able to keep the ball. Wow. Tulane, though, able to kick the ball back into Montana State territory. Doesn't help Tulane, though, if they don't have the ball in hand. Montana State with the pass, with the fence, with the opening. And, oh, just one player left to pass. He's not able to get past it. And there's no support there. So, turnover by Tulane. Great, great tackle by Tulane and stopped a sure try. Thing is, though, well deep in Tulane territory. Time is pretty much expired. So Tulane has very little options, obviously, to win the game, but possibly they can at least get one try scored to at least get some points on the scoreboard. Here you go. Quick play by Tulane. Ooh, ball goes directly back. And Tulane trying to at least get one try scored here. Ball slips out of fingers, but at least stays in Tulane hand. Tulane doesn't look like they're exact. Oh, unfortunately, knock on right there. It didn't look like Tulane knew exactly who the ball was going towards, and therefore the ball goes out into touch. And I believe that should be the game. You see a Montana State player desperately asking for a substitution, but I believe that is the game. And there is your final score. Montana State 26, Tulane 0. Tulane just did not have enough to stop Montana State, who goes 2 for 2, and I believe has secured themselves a spot in the playoffs for tomorrow.